Freeman, what are you doing? Feast's early. Intriguingly, that text-to-speech message crashed my bot. I don't know why. Freeman, stop it! Would you be happier if I moved over here? I know you don't like the opening title thing, but still. Oh dear. Freeman killed Hayes. Oh no! It should work now? Try doing it again with the same message. I don't know, maybe starting a text-to-speech. No, you did it last time, didn't you? Mortis. Yeah. Hello, VOD people. This intro didn't make any sense. Hi, Chip. Hi, Doc. How you doing? Doing good? No, that crashes my bot. That's interesting. Frame man can crash my bot. That's canonically, that makes sense. You know what, I'll go with that. I've also closed all subsidiary things that shouldn't be open. So hopefully, frame man calms down a little. Ah, dear. It seems appropriate. Does any other text-to-speech work, or is it just that one? Like, this is...
The gates are shut.
Oh, that works. No, okay, no, apparently text-to-speech just crashes my bot now. Windows, what have you done? Text-to-speech is off limits, it turns out.
The shutters are tightly sealed.
I wonder why. I think maybe Windows has done an update and messed around with stuff. Well, we'll just have to work out how to fix that at some other point. Frame man, shush. Oh, it's just that. Then we just have to spam Jack today. That's fair. Yeah. I did one last night. Oh, I bet that's it. Bloody Windows text-to-speech. Frame man! Stop! He's eaten 10% of the stream already. Oh dear. If it weren't for the fact that these streams are just 90% me drawing in silence, I'd be annoyed. Hopefully he doesn't eat the other 10%. Just have to spam Jack today and hope he says something appropriate for the situation. Well, we are coming up against the locked door very soon, so... yeah. How are we doing? Frame man notwithstanding. Feel free to refresh if you get too far behind. Need to find out why my internet is just dying. This is not conducive for a healthy stream atmosphere. Crisp stream, yeah. Oh dear. This is no good. I blame Frame Man and Windows. Let's get music. At the very least, we can have some soothing jazz. Just about. Turns out it's very quiet. Imagine, if you will, being stabbed in the neck every time you move, aka your neck's hurting and it's awful. That's not very good at all. I do not wish to imagine that, and I do not wish you to have to be in situations where you don't have to imagine it because it's happening. Almost made sense. In conclusion, no! I blame reality's Frame Man for this. Which Greek god is that? I don't know. Right, the Bioshock. We should probably do something. We've got a lot of frames to catch up on, apparently. You just bumped your elbow, which is fine, but it's not adding to the enjoyment, no. Understandably so. Right, quick recap. We are Jack. And we have gone to the floating city of Columbia to bring back the girl and wipe away the debt. We, last time...
I won't be able to open the doors. They're tightly sealed.
The doors are tightly sealed. We found the girl in a big tower. Big statue tower thing. Called Monument Tower, I believe it was. And yeah, we found the girl. She was in a bedroom in like a laboratory setting, essentially. Just like a heavily industrialized. There's lots of weird wires and cables and a viewing window through which you could see her and so on and so forth. And she was happily in her bedroom spinning around and doing a little painting. And then she went up to the painting of the Eiffel Tower that she had made and just ripped a hole in the fabric of the universe. to be able to see through and see the actual Eiffel Tower. Unfortunately, an ambulance came rushing towards her down the street that she had opened this thing to. A girl who has a lot of questionable reactions. There's a lot questionable about this girl. Anyway, in our endeavours to try and find her, we managed to literally fall into her area, and she starts throwing books at her. We find out her name is Issa. And we have a little chat and say, hey, I'm here to get you out. And she's like, really? That sounds amazing. How are you going to do it? Luckily, we have the key to the door so that we can let her out. That's a grand old time. We were given a key right at the beginning with the instructions to bring back the girl and wipe away the debt. This jazz is a little louder than the last one. So once she's finished throwing books about quantum physics in our face, we go to leave. However, a statue starts blaring music out, and she's like, well, that's bad, run! Indeed it is bad, because now we have a friend who is chasing us down. This friend I think we named Chicken. Yeah, it's doing a lot of big screech, big fly, big scratching up the tower as we run to try and get out. We managed to get out just in time for Chicken to just completely destroy the tower we were in. And we go plummeting down to our imminent doom until we splash into some water. We have another I'm drowning dream. It's not the first one we've had. Where we wake up in an office, presumably ours, because it has Jack Walters written on the door backwards. Investigators into matters both private and public. And somebody's still banging on the door, telling us to open up and to do certain things. But now Issa's here, staring blankly at the floor and repeating everything that the person behind the door is saying. We open the door and then we wake up on a beach. Turns out the beach is artificial. It's just another floating platform in the city. We just happen to fall into it, and water's just pouring off the side because that's efficient, I guess. And there are just people wandering around, having a grand old time, having a little beach holiday on this floating city. And we catch up with Issa, and she's just having a dance because Issa's been locked in this tower. She just haven't really met people. Oh my god, and they're singing and there's dancing, there's music, and this happy little Wilmot accordion guy's just having a grand old time. And Jack walks up to her and says, "Hey, we need to go. We need to leave." She's like, "Why should I leave? This is amazing." And Jack notices a blimp, a dirigible, floating behind, for which there was a poster not long ago on a wall, saying that you could go and visit it. And he says, "Well, that blimp up there, that's going to Paris. I don't know if you're interested in that." He picks up on context clues of her wanting to go to Paris. And she goes, "Oh my god, that's amazing, let's go." So we go. In order to do so, we have to go through a creepy souvenir shop with a creepy owner. It's creepy. Issa remarks that upon seeing a poster of the leader of this place, Father Jefferson, she remarks that she doesn't really like the look of him, to which the store owner says, "Do you not like the look of him, or are you just intimidated by his all-knowing gaze?" And basically she says, "No, I just don't like the look of him, really." Beach episode. Beach episode's over, unfortunately. We are now leaving the beach, and we shall never return. Don't know why Jack didn't just tell her, "Hey, people didn't want you to leave and you're going to be looking for us." I'm sure that'll never happen. I'm sure everybody from now on is going to be perfectly convivial and we can just walk out of here. Yeah. Now I have subsequently remembered that what I drew here, in fact happens in about 15 minutes, but we can do it now. It doesn't matter, so long as you remember that it happened. So we walk up to some turnstiles to leave this place, and there's a woman by the turnstiles, and as we approach, she looks at Issa and goes, "Ah, Abigail, how are you doing? It's been ages, it's me, Esther." And Issa's like, "Sorry, I think you got the wrong person. I'm not Abigail." And she goes, "No, you're Abigail, right? Pretty sure you're Abigail." And Issa goes, "No, I'm Issa." And the lady goes, "Ah, Issa, nice name," and then just walks away. Not suspicious at all, it's fine. We also find a plumber around here making the waterfalls work, or the beaches work, who has a packed lunch of tuna pineapples. To add to this, I played the game a little bit more to get a little bit further for the draw-through, and I looked in a bin to see if I could find some ammo or some coins. I found 2 cakes. Just 2 whole cakes. And a whole bag of popcorn in someone's purse. I don't know what these people are eating. It's weird. Cake bin. It's amazing. Also, hi Christy, how you doing? The mysterious doll table, yeah, it's creepy. So yeah, these people have a weird relationship with food. Then again, so do I, so it's fine. Cake, pineapple, popcorn. Cake, pineapple, popcorn. CPPC? I mean, a little bag, one of the massive cinema bags. The illustration is a big cinema bag, like a one of those frustum shaped thingies. I need to draw. Right. Versus the ideal popcorn bag shape. Honestly, if I came across somebody and they open up their purse and it was just full of popcorn, I would have massive respect for them. Right, hopefully Frame Man has calmed down. Looks like he might have, just a little tad. Okay, I've got to remember how to draw as well. I drew this morning, and then thought, my hand is hurting, let's rest and do admin. And now I have to remember how to draw from then, so let's do that. Actually, do you know what? I am gonna... This is probably gonna give away what I'm drawing, but I'll do it anyway. I'm gonna put up a little symmetry line. Why not? Yeah, so we work our way out of the thingy, out of the souvenir shop, and we find ourselves up at a promenade above the beach, where there are some stalls, people selling stuff and all that sort of thing. People are still having fun up here, and whereupon we meet a couple of people apparently giving out gifts or giving out things, to which Issa immediately runs over and investigates what's happening. They just started eating popcorn straight out of the purse. Yeah, that's the first who stopped giving any. Yeah. Hi, Gero. Hello. How are you? You're all doing well. Hope you're doing well. I hope you've you showed the bank what for. Also, Frame Man's here, so apologies for the quality of the stream. Should probably fix it like this. Yeah, and there's just a couple of people handing out brooches, indeed. One of brooches, kind of like... Is it a brooch? It's not really a brooch, it goes around the neck. But like a little sort of... things with a picture. Go back for the bank and was slightly more successful this time. Hooray, that's less terrible. Look at the snow, it's a distraction. Look at the snow. Look at him go. Can necks just cease to exist? I think that will cause more problems, unfortunately. Yeah, and Issa is just like, oh wow, these look really nice. And they're like, yeah, choose one. So you get to choose one. For Issa. I should probably have drawn these a bit bigger to actually draw the illustration on them. Let's get those going. So one of them has a little picture of a bird. Kind of looks like a bird. Close enough. And the other one has a picture of a cage. Can we at least evolve past neck pain? Alas, no. No, it's an old radish. Or whatever it is. No, I missed the things. I'm a bad gardener. You go lie down, but that also doesn't help. Well, hopefully it passes swiftly at the very least. Sorry about the pains. Hopefully I can try and take your mind off it with some silly draws. Recommend icing it too, but you've had neck pain before, so icing doesn't help much. Icing or heating, it's weird. Everything but room temperature. Pain reliever doesn't help much. I take one before bed, but other than help you sleep, it doesn't really do much. Oh dear. Tends to do an exercise where you tense your shoulders up all of the ears while breathing in, holding it and releasing, letting your shoulders drop and hang loose while breathing out helps you. That helps me because every time I do it, I hear very loud clunking. It's the only one that like consistently works. I'll do it now. There it is. You probably didn't hear the clunk, but it's there. It always helps to shower, massaging the muscles, or deep heat if needed. Deep heat. I can already smell it. Yeah, so we have we're given a choice between I guess brooch. You say I draw them wonderfully. I'm still not entirely happy with how I draw them. It's fine. Don't worry about it. As long as they're vaguely recognizable, it does the job. Yes. Would you like the boat with the bird, or the coach with the brage? Already showered today, which did help a little. There's no harm in having a second one if you need it. I'll give you a little clue as to which one to go with. Chicken! Yeah, I'll give you a little clue. Issa will take it, put it on the choker around her neck, and I will, for the rest of this draw through, forget to draw it. So I'll try, but I will forget. I can guarantee I'll forget. Rain Man, leave. Leave us be. Shower 3 times a night sometimes feels bad, yeah. Unless there's like a hosepipe ban or something, there's nobody telling you shouldn't have a shower more than once. Are we going with the chicken? Going with the burb? Going with the burb? A little cushioning in there. But yeah, so long as you remember that she's got it, it's grand. A brooch is had. Chicken. If it helps, it's perfectly fine to do. Precisely. Okay, cool. Then Issa, who I now need to remember how to draw. Throw her over here. And I just select. You gotta remember how to draw characters, that would be great. So yes, she is now the proud owner of a nice little necklace with a picture of a chicken on it. Also, do correct me if I accidentally use the wrong name for these characters, because it's, you know, it's hard trying to keep track of them all. Just terrifying about any eye detail, yeah. But the big old sparklers. It looks vaguely threatening regardless, but it's fine, don't worry about it. No, that but you don't like showering. Also, your skin is very sensitive, so if you wash too often, you start peeling all over the place. That's fair. I agree, I don't really like showering, to be honest. It's just a chore. This cheap washes too much, they peel all over the place. Is cheap lizard. Yeah, cool. We have Anne Brooch. Also, these two are back, don't worry about them. That's why she plays Nagash. Yeah. They've revealed too much. I don't know enough about lizards to make a pun on the name Chibi Netherlands. Chibi Newterlands? That's as much as I've got. Right. Moving on. I don't know what I draw. Do you know what? I can draw a couple of people. I'll just explain how we get there first. So we get onto the promenade above the beach and all that, and the clouds are parting in the sky, for we are amongst them. That makes visibility a little tricky, and people are just now starting to realize, oh, hang on, well, actually, hang on, let's do it manually. Why not? Why not? People are starting to realize yeah. But that ain't there anymore. And there's like smoke rising from it and all that sort of stuff. I've now irreparably changed the background of this file to reflect the damage that has been caused by chicken. So people are looking up in the sky and they go, oh no! Oh no! This is a tragedy! What could possibly... who could have done this? And there are people like, don't worry, if the prophet knows what he's doing, this is all part of the plan, it'll be fine. Calm down, Jimmy, stop crying. And such. Yeah, and we get our way to a ticket office to enter into an arcade through which we must pass if we are to get to the aerodrome. And unfortunately, word has gotten around that, you know, things are awry, and so there's like a police cordon around the area, and people are being like patted down and being searched and stuff to make sure everything's... People can go through, and it's like, well, we're not getting through there then, that's a problem. And Elizabeth's like, don't worry, I've got this. And Issa, bugger, I know I'd get it wrong. Issa says that. Issa. Kate saw Issa kissing Kate. Kate saw I saw Issa. Yeah, so Issa says, don't worry, I've got this. And she goes to a back door, like a staff door. And don't know what Jack expected. It's fine, don't worry about it. And Jack's like, hey, what are you doing? And Issa's like, I spent quite a lot of time locked in a tower with a whole bunch of books. I've learned something about locks. And so she gets down by the door and she just picks the lock straight up and busts away in. Still have not yet found a door that is locked. Would I like this in Call of Cthulhu, wouldn't we? How to make portals. We'll get to that. Yeah, so we just sort of bust in. In there we find, because this is a staff entrance, obviously the staff for this place are, well, let's not beat around the bush. One of the first things you see in the staff entrance are the words on a big old board hanging from the ceiling, "Coloureds and Irish only." So we're back to the racism. We had a brief interlude with Issa's whole thing. You know, just locking a girl in a tower, no problem there. And now we're back to the racism. Sure missed the racism. On the plus side, I don't like saying there's a lot of racism here, but on the plus side. Now, on the plus side, as we're going through, there's like a black janitor on the floor scrubbing the floors, and he's mumbling to himself, complaining about, oh, those people, they think I'm stupid, and I know a lot more than they do, etc., etc. And then we come along, both of our characters are white. And so his immediate reaction is, "Oh no, don't worry, I was just joking. Just," I think the phrase he uses, "just monkey shines." And Jack's response is, "Don't worry about it. We're not going to do anything." So Jack, canonically, not a racist. Which fits in with your choices earlier on. In not throwing the ball at the couple at the fair. Because you could have. Well, you could have tried. They still would have stopped you, but... So yeah, Jack don't care. Good job, Jack. You've done the bare minimum, exactly. Unfortunately, in this world, that's quite a lot. However, by not being a racist piece of trash. Well, we'll get to that. Let us not assume our main character is impeccable. Would he react differently if you tried? I don't think so. I've never thrown the ball at the couple. I don't know what happens if you do that. However, I do know one thing. And that is, because you did not throw the ball at the couple at the beginning of the game, they are here. They managed to get away in the kerfuffle. And by kerfuffle, I mean you smashing policemen's faces in with a big old hook. I can't remember how I drew them. I'm not going to look back. It's fine. Well, yeah, they're here. They got away. So yeah, we helped. We actually had an impact on this. And I do happen to know what happens here if you don't save them, because I think in the speedrun they do something slightly different. Good for them. But they thank you, and they give you a gift. They give you some snazzy clothes. In this game, do you remember how like we had those weird, that weird potion that was like glitching out? And it upgrades your health and your shields and your magic and stuff like that. We got it from the Weird Twins. They're sort of littered around and their upgrades and the game mechanics, so on and so forth, but there's glitchy stuff going on, what with the portals and all these things. It's fine. Clothes give you special abilities. So you can have, you know, a particular hat will give you a particular ability, a particular top will give it, so on and so forth. You've got 4 clothing slots. You can get clothes as you go along and they offer you some. There is no explanation for how that works. It's like they go to the effort of making those potions all glitchy and weird. It's like, oh, some sort of weird shenanigans are happening with these. With the clothes, nah, they're just clothes. It's fine. Thanks for not being awful to us. Here's some clothes. To be honest, they could probably use the clothes. They're still in tatters. They're still in their sort of forced wedding get-up. But yeah, they're still together. They're having a good time. So we did some good. Your hand is going to be behind your back because I don't want to draw it. It's nothing to do with you, and all to do with me. But yeah, you are in the back of this sort of an arcade area, as I say. We're going into this sort of... Is arcade the right word? Kind of. You go into the arcade proper and it's like... lots of little, like, arcade machines, but obviously it's like... I was going to say it's the early 20th century, so there wouldn't be arcade machines. There'd be like Bagatelle and stuff like that. But what they have instead are kind of like propaganda machines. They're like little automated marionette stands. With little puppets, and the puppets are 2 little characters, Duke and Dimwit, 2 little kids, And basically, are you a duke or are you a dimwit? Duke cleans his father's rifle every Sunday and makes sure his dad's proud of him. Dimwit shoots rats and scares off the neighbor's children. Don't be a dimwit, be a duke. Basically, it's kind of like just kind of little propaganda machines for kids of like civil behaviors and so on and so forth. And there's like several of them. I can't remember. Penny shows, yeah, those kinds of things. And yeah, so there's just lots of those around. There's also a robotic automaton of George Washington, but I won't draw that because we'll see more of them, and I don't want to try and draw George Washington again any more than I need to. So yeah, they give you kind of a nice box. A nice box with a big bow on it. Because you are not racist. What is interesting, however, as I say, as I sort of know from the speedrun, actually, is it the speedrun? I guess it doesn't really matter in the speedrun. Maybe you get different probabilities of different things. Basically, somebody from... Yeah, obviously if you want to throw the ball at them, they're not here to give you a gift. They wouldn't want to give you a gift. But someone else is. A representative from Gregorus Incorporated is there to give you a on the house thanks for something or other to do with Gregorus. Basically, Gregorus is happy with you. So, you know, that says something about Gregorus. Do you remember Gregorus? Gregorus Termini? Turns out he wants to congratulate you for being racist. So he was the guy hosting the fair, the raffle. So why is Gregorus happy with us? We'll get to that. He owned everything. He owns a lot of things. Yeah, that's if we try and throw the ball at the couple. If we throw the ball at Gregorus, these do sharp. If we throw the ball at the couple, a representative of Gregorus shows up. So, that's sort of interesting. You had that choice, and in terms of gameplay mechanics, basically nothing changed. That's worth keeping in mind. King Vader? Hey, King Vader. I like how you managed to trigger both of those. What? What's when? Oh, hey, King Vader. Ah, the scalene triangle. Yeah, so there's that. There's a robotic George Washington. There's also, if you go into the... Oh, that's the one thing. If you go into the... Because obviously in the two... Obviously this building is segregated between whites and coloureds and Irish. Which I haven't really mentioned the Irish thing yet. But this would be a good time to mention it because there are a couple of kinetoscopes, i.e. little film reels that you can watch that tell you bits of history. What can I draw while I'm doing this? I know what I can draw. I can draw a hot dog stand. So, yeah, if you go into the bathroom, in the coloureds and Irish section, there's an attendant in the bathroom, and he's like, "Hey, you shouldn't be in here. It's going to be trouble for both of us if you stay here." So clearly there's a thing. Oh, also we find. Oh, I just remembered this. Do you know what we find? We find a couple of things. A couple of mirrors. Also the kinetoscopes. There's things to talk about here. I'm going to draw a hot dog stand. We like that? I like that. You know, the racism against the Irish is and was a real thing, but also the phrase only coloured and Irish is very funny. The thing is, you come across a kinetoscope talking about the Irish problem. I believe that is the name of the kinetoscope. And it basically... the gist of it is essentially, look at the Irishman, the drunk gambler, is in poverty. Look at his... I was about to say, look at his wife and all of their children. No, I believe they describe his wife as, look at his brood mare. And it just shows like loads of kids in squalor and stuff like that. And it goes, they clearly can't look after themselves. So what do we do? What do we do to solve the Irish problem? Termini has the solution. And we sort of move over to like an image of like a big sort of complex of workers, sort of all moving in regiments, as they were. And then we cut to Termini talking to the camera and saying, "I'll make them work or they'll die trying," and then it cuts off. I just remember that one because I was like, there's a lot of good material for talking about in the Drawthrough there. Broodmare, yeah, it's just so over the top. Yeah, so clearly, the Irish are in this too. And they also mention the Vox Populi. Apparently the Vox Populi appears to be something of a movement against this sort of white supremacy, sort of white affluent American supremacy. Vox Populi, voice of the people. Yeah. So that's that. We also find a couple of... well, there's a couple of kinetoscopes about the history of Colombia. One of them talks about how this was made, how Colombia was built with women's intuition and all that sort of stuff. Then there's another one that's sort of like slightly later on in history, which is, you know, America was involved in a conflict abroad, and Colombia's like, hey, we can fly. So they just fly straight over there, bomb the place, and America's like, we didn't ask you to do that. Stop doing that. And then the next one is Colombia secedes from the so-called Union. So basically Colombia is no longer part of America, because they were too extreme. What with just bombarding places that didn't agree with them. And so, yeah, Colombia is not, strictly speaking, American. It is now its own independent flying city. They had a bit of an issue. They probably also had an issue with the whole, you know, anti-slavery thing. You know, giving rights to... giving rights to black people. Speaking of which, I've just remembered, there is another... there is a recording, a voxophone, of the prophet, Father Jefferson. And I'm not going to be able to do this justice because I can't remember the exact wording, but he speaks with a very sort of like preachery voice about things and has a very sort of clearly rehearsed sort of way of saying things. And he says, when I was young, when I was a boy, I had a dog. We looked after that dog. We fed it. We cleaned it. We took it on walks. We made it work so that it felt like it had a place. So on and so forth. But if we were to have left it to its own devices, it would have starved. It wouldn't have known how to live in this world. And until the black man and the Irish man can do the same, we should... Basically, he's trying to compare black people and Irish people to dogs. And saying we have to treat them like that because they apparently can't look after themselves. Yeah. It's... yeah. I didn't remember that from my previous playthroughs, but I definitely found it on this one. Whew. I think you just find it in a cupboard somewhere. Big hmms. I'm spending far too much time drawing this, but that's alright. I'm talking about a lot of other things as well. Very big yes. This is a lot of... I hope my neighbours aren't hearing out of context snippets of the things I'm saying for this. Oh, he's tiny. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that going on. Trying to, you know, convince yourself you're doing the good thing when in actual fact you're the villain. It happens. And on the other side, in the colours and Irish, remember when I'm doing air quotes every time I say that, by the way. I know you can't see me, but I am. In that section, you have a... Oh, I'm going to have to go back. You have a voxophone from... Not from them. Jeffelin Beaverworth is apparently the name we chose, so we're going to go with that. A voxophone from Jeffelin Beaverworth, who has very much the opposite perspective of basically, you know, trying to recruit people to the cause of the Vox Populi, and saying, you know, the white man doesn't deserve anything more than anybody else, etc., etc. So yeah, you've clearly got this sort of, you know, you find one in the whites section, and you find one in the colours and Irish section. So it's just there to illustrate the divide. But yeah, that also means that there's just like little sort of, I guess, propaganda snippets from both perspectives just sort of lying around and being hidden in cupboards and stuff. So sort of like disseminated around. Obviously it's easier to disseminate the one of the prophet, but yeah. I'm gonna draw some more people. What else is there that I may have forgotten? There is the mother of a child chastising her son for kissing an Irish girl. Because he's running around planting kisses on all the girls, and he's going to plant kisses on an Irish girl. And I believe the words that she used is, "It's bad enough that we have to employ one of those potato eaters." I just remember finding that funny, because potatoes are delicious. But it also demonstrates the childlike innocence. It's just a child. Yes, he's a girl, he does not see nationality. But he does see gender. How dare he? I just applied a kiss on an Irish girl. Hello. Hello, miss. There's a man here. How are you doing, miss? You having a good time? I've spent quite a long time drawing these two for basically no reason. What else is there? I think that's basically it for the arcade. There's a lot of bits and bobs around. You having a good time, miss? Hope the boy marries that girl. I was about to say, we'll see. No, we won't. We won't see. And throws the mother on the street. Or off the street. They're in the sky. It's more dangerous that way. There was a miss. Yeah, so you leave the arcade and you walk up and you come to yet another ticket office. You're having a time, but you're here to relax with tea and chocolate and friends. Well, I'm glad that this is a better time. I'll go back and show you them again. Because you missed them, so they're here. They're here for you. Oh, snip. Also, Frayman's here. Just ignore him. Don't look at him. Babables. They're here. There's also somebody playing the violin, which is nice. So yeah, you come to another ticket office. There are many ticket offices. So you're doodling them, but you didn't have the sound on. No worries. It's the second one this harvest. Imagine harvesting two of the same vegetable. Oh, I missed that one. Bugger. Heck, yeej. Fudge, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. Just be like me and worry so much about spelling that by the time you actually go to send the message, the thing that you were sending the message about is gone and you deleted the message because it's no longer relevant. So you end up not saying anything. My veggies are broken. They shouldn't be broken. They were all spook snips. So that's not related to my bot, which is interesting. I think that was just chance. That's a self-contained HTML file. I'm gonna give you a hat. Anyway, you can't. Well, actually, while I'm doing this, or not while I'm doing this, instead of doing this, I'm going to draw up the ticket office. Because you come to the ticket office to enter the next part of the level, which is not necessarily the aerodrome, but it's got a bunch of stuff in it, so you need to get a ticket. Yeah, Windows has broken everything. You can't use text-to-speech. My bot will just die. As I say, Windows is bad. It's just, yeah, it's just done an update. I probably just need to rebuild the bot and it'll be fine, but we'll see. I'll do some tests.
The shutters are tightly sealed.
That still works. The shutters are tightly sealed. Anyway, yes, there's a ticket booth. And by booth, I mean there's a big old stand with a desktop and a bell. Here's a bell. Isabel? Ding! And you come up to it and you ask for tickets. Jack's here. Gizzle's taking the day off. Yep, it's fine. That's going to cover up the bell. Hooray for me drawing a thing and then covering it up. Never done that before. Yeah, you come up to the ticket office for the 20th time. He said that today. And you ding. You go ding. Well, you don't go ding, you press the bell. And the person behind the counter is on the phone, so they are busy. Mumbling into the phone. I should specify, the reason I've drawn all these people. Well, I'll get to that. So yeah, he's on the phone and he's going ding ding ding. And the person on the phone is like, I'll be with you in a minute, sir. And you can overhear him whispering on the phone. And he's going like, yep. Yeah, pretty sure it's him. Yep. Yes, there is a girl. Might be her. Yeah. Which is a bit suspicious. Add to that the fact that everyone else is also being quite suspicious. I wanted to draw these two because they're having a very peculiar conversation. The person in front of the person behind the stand is saying, "Hello, sir. Would you care to purchase one of these delectable wares?" And the man behind's going, "Yes. Do you have a hot dog?" Yes, sir. We do. We do have a hot dog. Would you like anything with the hot dog? Yes. Would you? You don't happen to have any sauerkraut, perhaps? We could. Yes, we sell sauerkraut. We do. Well, then I will take some sauerkraut. How much will that cost? That will cost $1 silver, good sir. Thank you. Then I will take this hot dog with sauerkraut for $1 silver. Very good doing business with you. It's just this really peculiarly stilted conversation. It just made me laugh when I was playing it. There's also this person playing the violin. He's playing the violin. It's nice. Ignore the fact that he's got like 3 or 4 violin cases around him. You floating, Jack? You right? Your arm's going like that now. It's fine. Why am I drawing this in such detail? It's a draw through. We gotta get moving. I thought this would take 10 streams. We're already on stream 6. We haven't gone anywhere. We haven't even gotten to our first locked door yet. Bell's here now. So yeah, you have a choice here, because Jack is a bit suspicious of what's going on. Issa's just wandering around having a great time. She didn't. Carefree. Sounds like you in everyday life. That is pretty much what I'm like when I go to a shop. Do you have what wares do you take money? This is the hand. Yes, you have a choice. Funnily enough, this is the hand that has the letters in it. Ignore fingers. It's fine. This is the BW. Carved in the back. The sign of the false shepherd. No, he's got the sort of things, isn't he? That is how people in suits with bowlers and fake moustaches speak. He might be wearing a bowler hat, actually. Yeah, you have a choice. Another choice. And that choice is, do you ring the bell and ask for assistance persistently? Put on the stern voice, you know, the kind of, if you don't answer me now, I'm going to speak to your manager. That kind of voice. Or do you pull your gun out and start shooting everybody? Look at this magazine stance. There are crows and crows to kill everyone. Is there an option to just leave? No, one of the two. Powder violins. Gratuitous sacks and senseless violins. It's busking on the subway for you. Whatever, it's a violin. How are violins developed? They're like the weirdest, most awkward things to hold. You know what a violin looks like, it's fine. And we are now listening to the gratuitous sax. See, it all fits. Quite a few violin cases. Why can't Jack just do what you do and respect people here are working and shouldn't bother them at all? Because we need to get to this dirigible. You don't know what a violin looks like, you've only seen cellos. It's like that, but imagine it getting bigger, but in the opposite direction. Like a viola. Kind of. A little bit like a viola. But the body's a bit smaller than a viola, and the neck is also a bit smaller. Yeah, do we want to ring the bell or ring the bullet? That's not an expression. It is now. Ba-da-ba-da-ba. Like a ukulele. Kind of like a ukulele. Only it has a bridge that elevates the strings. And instead of having a single sound hole, it has like two at the side. And the strings tend not to be attached via machine heads. They're attached by wooden pegs. You know. And they're also treated so that they vibrate with a rosin bow. And it has a neck rest as well. Sounds entirely made up. This is a fictional world. Yeah, that works because I moved it away from my GIF. Not my GIF, my bot. That is again its own HTML file now. So these things are all independent. I did that so that I could stream Hitman and have them working on a different computer, but turns out I can't do that. I was watching Kevin Saxby, who's the actor who played Luke Carter in Inscription. He's been streaming a playthrough of Inscription. His first playthrough, albeit he knows generally how the story goes because he acted in it. And I think it was last night he played with the maker of the game. And the maker of the game, whose name is Daniel Mullins, brought along some props, and he brought along some little packs of cards that they didn't open over the shoot. And he's like, oh, open a pack of cards, and so on and so forth. And you got to see the actual cards that were in it, and it was like, you're never going to see these cards, so I just made them whatever. And he pulled out a card, and it was just gun. So you got all these fanciful animals and creatures and things, and one of them's just gun. Two for gun, two for bell? We're gonna have to have a tie break. Someone want to flip a coin? I mean, I personally go for bell. So if you're gonna be me, if I'm gonna be the tie break, I'm going for bell. But I also know what's gonna happen, so. One. That doesn't. We didn't specify terms. Gun. No one said one was gun. I mean, it rhymes. The one is gun, and for whom the bell tools. Doesn't. Yeah. Who hasn't voted? Is there anybody in chat who hasn't voted? I would also like to bear in mind that Issa is just sort of wandering around having a grand old time. At no point does Issa Sinners shoot anybody, or anybody shoot anybody. She's just come out of a tower and we're having a lovely time with dancers and balloons. So now it's 2. Now we've specified that it's not gun. Curses. You got a nat 2. And you followed his Twitch channel without processing his Twitch handle. After you wrecked it a while back, he started a stream a couple of days ago. Your notification is, who is that? Instantly recognized it was him and went, yeah. Bell, then gun. We can do bell, then gun? I guess we can do bell, then gun. I think we now, with the dice and a bit of input from Kiro, I think we now are belling. Apologies to those who wish to gun. Guns will occur, don't worry. Okay, so we ring the bell. Ding, ding, ding. That is such a trap. And I hate these people. Speaking of inscription, we ring the bell. And the person behind the counter... do not like the sound. The person behind the counter goes, hang on a second. We ring the bell again. It's very persistent. Come on. And he goes, he's just talking on the phone. He's like, okay. And then puts the phone down. He's like, okay, I'll be with you just in a second, sir. And then he pulls out a knife and just stabs us right in the hand. Shunk, like that. And just sort of fixes our hand to the... awful customer service, I know. And at that point, everybody else in the room pulls out guns. Because I knew you wouldn't see this coming, but turns out they were ready. This was an ambush. Ha! Twists! Someone get the magical Resident Evil village water. I've got something better than that, but we'll have to get to it. Yeah, so everyone else is like bringing out guns and just gonna shoot. You pull out your gun finally. Turns out you had to pull out a gun anyway. Only now you got a knife for your hand. Kind of deserve that, did we? We were just ringing for customer service. Need to be a fungus for that to work. We have our own special abilities, by which I mean we have Issa. But Issa, however, she don't like this one bit. People bringing out guns, she's like, what's going on? And then she just runs away. And like big sort of metal grates, there's like some stairs that lead out here to sort of some nice big archways. But as soon as this happens, just like vertical bars. Slam down. And Issa is slender enough to pass through the bars and run away. We, however, are not, and thus we must stay until we kill everybody. A violin player has a Tommy gun in one of those cases, probably. No, you can't get a Tommy gun in this, can you? They might get... I was thinking about this before, actually. Is like, at this point, obviously, everyone starts shooting, but you get the option to just, like, pull out a gun. I'm not entirely certain you have to have a gun at this point. I haven't mentioned picking up a gun. You might just do it automatically at some point. I don't know. But I do wonder whether or not you can play the entire game melee without ever picking up a gun and getting to this point. What happens if you choose gun? There is a machine gun, yeah, it's just not a Tommy gun. Yeah, so everyone is now bringing out guns. Do I have to draw all of these people with guns? Not really, because they pull out guns and then you shoot them. Nothing particularly interesting happens. We are a gun. You are your own gun. Look inside and find your inner gun. So yeah, we got stabbed in the hand and we killed a load of people. And Issa's not entirely thrilled about this. So she runs off ahead. And you follow her, because, you know, once you eventually get out, and more soldiers come in and you start shooting them, you find an office and there's like, you find the desk of the woman that you saw before, who was very subtly trying to ascertain whether or not Issa was Issa. And as a consequence, give the signal for the ambush up ahead. You find her desk and it's like in an office with a plaque on the wall saying, protecting our race. And it's like, there's a audio log of her, you know, talking about, oh, the time has come, the prophet has foreseen this occurrence and has warned us that the false shepherd's gonna be here, and so on and so forth. So hey, the prophet seems to be pretty good at his job, but not good enough to realize that we would have just killed everybody. You might be a gun on the inside. You, however, am a lizard. You established this. Um... This is the problem. I don't know lizards. This is a lizard gun pun. Has anyone got that? Awfully specific prediction, considering you don't even know where we are. The Prophet's better than that. Prophet's better than us, turns out. We're just trying to get on a blimp. Anyway, we catch up with Issa. And Issa's like, what are you doing? You killed those people. And Jack's like, yeah, they were going to kill me. I got stabbed in the hand. So yeah, she's not taking this well. But Jack basically says, look, do you know the trouble these people went to try and keep you in that tower? They're not giving you up without a fight. And Issa goes, why? Why did they want me? What am I to them? And Jack's like, I have literally no idea. I just got here. All I know is that I'm here to get you out. Can we agree on that? And so they have a sort of a reconciliation, and Issa's like, this isn't going to be the end of the death, is it? This is not going to be the end of the shooting. And now we're talking about the tower. Still not talking about the portals yet, but we'll get there. Are snakes lizards? If so, something Metal Gear? No, they're no, I don't know. This is fine, don't worry about it. Metal Gear. I have been brainstorming ideas for my randomly generated Metal Gear thing. And drawing doodles and coming up with the symbols and such. Oh god, I gotta draw a face from the side now. So yeah, they're having this conversation, and Issa's like, "Look, I know a little bit about medicine. Give me a hand. I'll try and sort it out." Let's have ladies. When we pick up the game where the protagonist isn't an idiot. I can't think of one off the top of my head. Hitman? I guess Agent 47 is as much of an idiot as you are. I was going to do this entire draw through in like a really sort of chibi, simple style just to make it go quickly. And yeah, that didn't happen. Frame, man. Please. We're just trying to have a nice little chit chat. Yuri from Tales of Vesperia is pretty genre savvy. He has idiotic moments, plus he's voiced by Troy Baker too. So, Troy Baker, I believe, is the the voice actor of this character. Because of course it is. So yeah, Issa rips a little bit of, I think it's like a sash that she's wearing around her middle or something. She gets rips a bit of fabric off of her clothes and then wraps it around her hand. She's like, I know a little bit about medicine. If you're ever in a scrape, I'll try and look after you. But I'm not shooting anyone, all right? He's like, that's fine. That's my job. So you now have a bandaged hand, which honestly, you probably should have done this sooner because, you know, it has incriminating letters on it. You're also now in a cable car going up to a new area whose name I've forgotten because it's not important. So that gives me an excuse to draw a surface at the beginning. Gonna give Issa a set of pliers. Every time she resuscitates you, she takes a tooth. Getting stabbed was honestly good for us. Kind of. The reason I kind of want to bring this up is because I didn't know. When I played, I did the bell. And so I got stabbed in the hand and so on and so forth. Turns out if you don't do the bell, you don't get stabbed in the hand. Surprise, surprise, you just shoot everyone. And Issa's really mad at you for just shooting everybody. So it takes a little bit more explaining, but you don't have to have your hand bandaged up. But one of the consequences is that I've not really mentioned before, I think it only really starts now, is that if Issa finds things on the floor like ammo or coins, she will just lob them towards you, and you always catch them. But A, she's got a very good throwing arm. Like, she could throw, literally I was playing it the other day, she threw it through walls. But she can throw really long distances, really heavy objects. But the thing that I didn't realize until recently was that you catch them with this hand. And I was just like, that's not a good idea. It's just hurling like a box of ammunition. You catch it with a hand that's just been stabbed. So yeah, Issa's not quite so carefree anymore. She's a little, but at the same time, she's not like, you know, she's not damsel in distressing this. She's got terms. She's like, I'm not engaging in this, but I will help you out. Jack is not the sharpest tool in the shed. I'm not entirely sure he's the sharpest tool on the shelf that he's on. So yeah, she also acts as your sort of revival mechanism. So if you get knocked out, or if you die, basically, she will revive you at the cost of some money for some reason. Which is honestly makes more sense than how it used to work in Bioshock 1, where there's just a magic machine which respawns you. You know, at least they tried something in this. I don't need to draw the rest of this picture. It's fine. You get the idea. It's got a little birch. Ah. That is explained, to be fair, if you can't even remember. Nah, not really. It's explained, but the explanation raises more questions. If you get down, she'll get you up again. She's never going to leave you down. Right, cool. Well, you have now made your way from one place to another. You arrive now at a well, do you know what we arrive at? We arrive at a thing that I've been touting for a long time. Well, we arrive at a sign, which is not something I've been touting for a long time. A sign that says Aerodrome. Only in better, fancier lettering than that, but I don't have time, so... Aerodrome! This way. Again, the visual design in this game is a hell of a lot better than what I'm doing, so... Doesn't matter if an answer raises more questions, it's still an answer. I guess. I would argue this game has, like, the best sort of foolproof set of answers for anything that doesn't make sense. Which, unfortunately, I can't talk about until right at the end of this Drawthrough. Another one! Is that 4 now? I think that's 4. The Dimsdale Dimmadome. Owned by Doug Dimmadome. So, there's an aerodrome up there. Hooray! Unfortunately, down here is sort of a big old lump of metal. Got like bits of metal like this around it, and there's like sort of rings of metal going like that. Something like this. On like a stand or something like that. Because this is the power source for the cable car that will take you up to the aerodrome. Hooray! Wonderful. Unfortunately, it has no power. And rather than relying on the electricity company, they have decided to produce their own power with Shock Jockey. Oh yes, for there is a poster by the aerodrome. I'm going to put it here. Who needs the power company? And there's like a lightning bolt, sort of. And somebody riding it. With the jockey hat. Shock Jockey! Shocky! Jack is an idiot and Nisa's naive and Ford is bad at his job. Everyone's everything. Nothing competent. Who's that Pokemon? Yeah, so we're like, well, okay, well, we don't know what Shock Jockey is. And we need some of this to get through. So we're gonna have to go on a big old side quest to get this thing called Shock Jockey. Turns out there's another poster saying that you can get some at the Hall of Heroes nearby. Do you know what? If I do it small, I don't have to worry about details. So what's this? And he says like, I don't know, I've been in a tower. But it looks like we can get some of this at the Hall of Heroes, which is nearby. By the way, this is another place that's like, everyone's fine. The news hasn't yet gotten here that things are bad. So you're just sort of wandering around. There's like an ice cream shop. If you steal from the ice cream shop, people get angry. There's no honor system here. So yes, welcome to the first, as is strictly speaking not a door, but your first thing that you need to get the key for of the game. The entirety of Bioshock 1 basically consisted of these things.
Behuin and Kugnath, Fanu Naemna. Bagliz Kafungin Kathavahel.
Not quite.
Kulth Cthulhu Kafungni. Ia Rigazengaro. Ia Hydra.
The one time you actually needed a locked door one. Is that Shock Jockey? Is Shock Jockey Eldritch?
Your friend is dead.
Also not helpful. Jack! There's only like 3 in the...
There's something blocking the door on the other side.
Yeah, kinda. Get in there. It's on this side. But sure.
The trapdoor is stuck.
Not quite. How many of these are going to be needed? Is Jack being stupid by choice, or did we make him again? This is all random. But it's the same random that gave you 4 hollow puzzles.
Just keep the noise down.
Well, we got all 3. Oh dear. This is not fixed.
I won't be able to open it.
There we go. That works. That's good enough. Finally. Yeah, that doesn't work. That's better. Come to the Hall of Heroes. Aha! Now with Shock Jockey. So you wander over to the Hall of Heroes. Well, you don't wander over to the Hall of Heroes. You wander over to a lift that will take you to the area where you can get into the Hall of Heroes, because nothing is straightforward in this game. So you're now in a lift. Yes, the lift is important. Don't argue. There's quite a lot of lifts in this game. This is elevator for those of you in America. And you press the button and the lift goes down and it's all grand time. Here's a door. And here are some panels and stuff, and here are some posters. You have some posters advertising things in the world inside the lift. One of the posters, this one, is less of an advert, more of a kind of propaganda piece for chicken. Protector of the lamb. Not sure that quite makes sense as a farmyard analogy, but whatever. To label elevators, my apologies, yes, quite right. It's very tall lettering, but from the side looks fine. Protector of the lamb. Sorry, I hit the microphone. Need the sticker. Gonna have a sticker on a lift. Sticker also has to be peeling off. A lamb is a baby sheep. Yeah. So there's a cool poster of chicken. Being chicken. Being a little cutie pie. Never get tired of the joke. It's like one of the first jokes we ever made on this stream. It's only one of the first recurring ones. Yes, thank you for reminding me. I don't need to draw that because I'm not going to draw what's involved in it. Just, I don't have to draw everything. Take the chibi draw-through route. You don't have to draw bloody everything. What, a Jack's title, Bad Shepherd or something? It's the False Shepherd. He has, in the words of Father Jefferson, come to lead his lamb astray. So yeah, we're in here. And Issa is perturbed. Clues through environmental storytelling. What do you think this is, Dark Souls? Yeah, whatever. She's also very small again because perspective. She's also bifurcated by a door. This is not the best drawing I've ever done. Don't worry about it. Can you guess what she is perturbed by? There we go. There's something to do while I'm just drawing. I should specify at this point that the lift has stopped. It broke. And Jack is currently just ripping out the fuse panel and replacing it. That's irrelevant. That's just to make the scene last longer. They wanted a scene in the lift and then they realized it's too long, so they decided to have the lift just stop. This is just the worst drawing ever. It's fine. But is it worse than Buff Wizard from Sunday? My Buff Wizard, I should specify. So yeah, Jack's just sort of fixing fuses. He's just like, what are you doing? Keep drawing everything too small. The festival was great. How dare you? Also, canonically, Jazz does have half a foot on height on Issa. Only half a foot. I would have thought it was more than that. She's 5'6". I would have thought she'd be a lot smaller than that. What's half a foot? I know! What's half a foot? It's barely anything. What's wrong with being 5'6"? Nothing's wrong with being 5'6". I just thought she was smaller. Jack is just tall, so she seems smaller. I mean, I'm 6'1", so... half a foot is about 15 centimeters. Probably 14. You're watching me, huh? No. Well, I mean... That's kind of a given near the stream. You could just be listening, I guess. Anyway, who knows what she's perturbed by in this lift? That's not that much. Yeah, I thought it would be more. I thought it would be like around a foot, 30 centimeters or so. You're not there, you're rotating furniture. Yay! Good times. To be fair, I can't imagine, like, actively watching these draw-through streams all the way through. It's like, it's mostly just me going, this doesn't look right. I'd be very surprised if most of you aren't doing something else as well. She's 170 centimeters, he's 186. They say I'm 185. I feel like Jack would have been smaller than me, and Issa would be significant. No, Jack would have been taller than me, and Issa would have been significantly smaller. I can't remember what game it was. I found out recently that the main protagonist of it is like 10 centimeters smaller than me, and I thought they were huge. I also found out like Charizard is like 160 centimeters or something. But it's like, she should be shorter though, you're always looking down on her, yeah. But like even compared to other people in the world, she seems quite short. I don't know. It is difficult to know what's canonical when the in-game models look absolutely nothing like the art on the box, so... Batman. I don't know why you put Batman. Batman. This is only 7 centimeters taller than you. I don't know, I just always saw her as Frame man. Stop it. Stop it, you're embarrassing me in front of my friends. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. You were shocked about a character being a lot shorter than you and you thought they were much taller. Oh, Batman. I don't know. I feel like the Batman should be relatively tall, if only just to have contrast with the Penguin. Right? Neo. Batman spreading the love. How dare. Spreading 10% of the stream. Oh, the love comes in the form of stealing frames. She's not petite, she's 11 centimeters taller than you. Again, like I feel like she should have been smaller. In my head, Issa is pretty small. Oh, one thing I completely forgot. I was going to mention it when we did the hand wrapping thing. That I probably should have pointed out, and I probably should have to try and compensate for in future drawings. Issa's sort of missing a bit of a finger. She's got like a thimble over it. Like I say, you get a good look at it during the hand wrapping scene, which is one of the reasons I wanted to go for the bell, and then just forgot about it. You also see it in the towel when she sort of touches you to see if you're real. It's fine. Agree with me, thought she was shorter. I don't know, just one of those things. It might be because it was first person. If it was a third person game, I think it's different, maybe. I don't know. It's not like there's, you know, not a whole bunch of other characters to compare her to. One detail. Yeah. She's missing like the tip of a finger. And we have now seen all of the aspects of the poster I have on my wall. Which is a tiny little chicken in inverted commas, resting on the end of the thimble. It's a good art. Yeah, so. B. There's a little bee in here. There's a little bee having a buzz around. She is perturbed by there being a bee. There be a bee. Wouldn't you if you were in a lift with a bee? Is it wearing boots though? Could do. Good little boots. As a first-person game, they tend to make the camera point higher than the actual model would be, so you can more easily see stuff in fights. Potentially, yeah. They do that in third-person games as well. So you can see over your character. Or they make you much shorter. Yeah, I wouldn't exactly call... At 6'1", I wouldn't call Jack tall. No, I wouldn't call him short, sorry. Yeah, there's a bee. Oh no, what are you gonna do when there's a bee in the lift with you? It's a conundrum for the ages, it truly is. You know, if I were Issa, what I would do is I would tear a hole in the fabric of reality. a hole which leads to a window where there's a bunch of flowers outside. The bee can go with the flowers. You know, it's just a suggestion. You know, you don't have to do it if you're in that situation. You don't have to, you know, rend asunder the fabric of reality if you want, but you can. It's an option, that's all I'm saying. So then the bee can happily just sort of buzz, buzz, buzz. Buzz out the window. It's at this point that they have the conversation, which is, what is that? That's completely cut off from its hive. Or is it? I guess we can actually get to that at some point, but not now. So yeah, Jack says, what is that and how do you do it? And Issa says, oh, it's a tear. I don't know how I do it. I've just always been able to do it. It's just the thing I can do. And Jack's like, can you just do one of those to get us out, like, somewhere? Just allow us to leave this place? That'd be great. And Issa's like, no, when I was a kid, I used to be able to do that. Just make them willy-nilly go places. But no, recently it's just, they just sort of are around, and I can just, if I find one, I can open it. I think she describes it as it's like a form of wish fulfillment. Whenever she really wants something, there tends to be a tear nearby that she can open into another world. And the worlds are all just slightly different. But you do that to escape bad situations. Apparently, it's not bad enough. I don't know. What a coincidence! I was about to say, there is a reason, but I would also say that the reason is about as good as the reason I dismissed from Dark earlier about why you can revive in the Bioshock one. So I'm not going to be that confident in saying that there is a reason. Didn't really want to be somewhere safe. She says something along the lines of, like, you know, when I was a kid, I used to go through portals all the time, but I would always come back. And so she always felt the need to come back. And so I guess that also ties into not wanting to open a portal to just go straight for it and never return. Like I say, it's not, again, she says that things are always slightly different on the other side. It's not like, you know, teleporting. Things are just a little bit different. Speaking of which, because I mean, look, there's a window there. We're in a lift. However, things aren't entirely different, because through the window there is also So you put the bee in an alternate dimension? Hey, maybe this dimension has better honey. But yeah, in this dimension it's not that different, because there is also a chicken, and that chicken is also trying to chase, and the chicken flies towards the window, much the same way that the bee's gonna die. It'll be fine. Yeah, and the bee flies out the window in much the same way that the ambulance does earlier. And so she very quickly closes the thing, boom, like that. And then there's the poster of the chicken on this. It's symbolic, you know, it's clever. I've not played the DLC, I have not. I think it'll be fun to play it after we finish the Drawthrough. Do it on stream. All I know about the DLC, well, I know the setting of at least one of the DLCs. And I know Baguette Boy. And that's basically it. So she never came back every time she went through the portal. She's in the wrong world. She said she always came back. I mean, it depends how young she's been doing this for. Maybe she forgot. I don't know. But, you know, these are questions that can be explored later in the game. This will certainly not be the last time we encounter tears. Although tears will become largely a gameplay mechanic, it will encounter in the story at some point. They get point. Yeah, there's. I saw a thing online of like, you know, Bioshock Infinite is this very carefully crafted, subtle world where, in order to tell you that you're in Paris, there's just a boy dancing around with a baguette. And then Chibi brought it up in Discord earlier. Apparently Baguette Boy's a thing now? I don't know. Boy with a baguette who dances as you see it everywhere in Paris. It's a thing that is in Paris. It's the secrets. He has secrets. We don't know what they are. We'll have to play the DLC to find out. In like 2 months, because this is taking way longer than I thought it would. I will draw one more thing before we stop. So you disembark, and you see another poster on the wall. So many posters in this game. One day I'll get good at drawing vertical lines. Today is not that day. What is a vertical line but a horizontal line tilted 90 degrees? Right. You see a poster on the wall, and this time it's not a propaganda or advertisement per se. It is, I think, basically a wanted poster. Or like a danger poster. Basically, it's a dangerous person kind of thing. And it's got a picture of somebody who I will now have to draw, and who you will now have to name. I believe he has an eye patch. Give him a big old nose. Yes. Fancy moustache. Fancy, he's got a big old moustache. So this is, yeah, like this is wanted, careful, renegade, something along those lines. Eye patch. He's wearing an eye patch. He's dangerous. As all people with eye patches are, regardless of whether they just got it for an accident. Thaddeus? That's a good name. Where do I know the name Thaddeus from? Hang on, I'm gonna look something up. Oh, I can't look something up because the internet's off. Well, not the internet, but I think. And he appears to be wearing. What rank is he? I can't remember what rank he is. Is he captain? Corporal? Like he's a military man. He's wearing military clothes. Military clothes at a time that I do not know what they are. Lots of buttons, I imagine. Probably a lot of medals. I just realised that you never heard an English person pronounce Thaddeus before. Is it Thaddeus? 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 What do I know Thaddeus from? It's a good name. It's in the same sort of vein as the original, as we said. Thaddeus. Nice. It's Thaddeus, it's Thaddeus. It's Thaddeus, it's Thaddeus. It's Thaddeus, it's Thaddeus. Oh, it's Thaddeus. So we have Thaddeus. Or Thaddeus. Or the Deuce. I'm gonna go with the Deuce. What about a surname? The problem is I when I don't know how to pronounce something, I automatically go for the pronunciation that is just wrong for everyone, which is why I say Gajif. The problem is that the other day I unironically said Gajibli for no reason. when referring to Ghibli films. So it just ends up infecting every other word. Yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing. There's variable spellings with different pronunciations. Well, that doesn't help me, does it? Ghibli. I like me some Ghibli films. Ghibli tips fedora. Wonderful. I think it's Captain. I'm gonna go Captain. Captain Thaddeus something. Thaddeus Ghibli. Screw it, I'm going Ghibli. Captain Thaddeus Ghibli. There we go. Is wanted. And Jack walks up to this. As well, the protagonist ought interact with the environment. And he says, "Oh, I know him. Still getting himself into trouble, is he?" So hey, we found somebody that our protagonist actually knows. Isn't that nice? It's a first, yeah. There's also a little, I don't think this really has any bearing on anything, but I just remember the thing. There's a little audio log of a soldier talking about Thaddeus Ghibli. And it's a young woman saying about the first time she actually met Ghibli. And Ghibli apparently said to her father, said to her, "Oh, I knew your father. I fought with him in so-and-so." And he says, "You know, your father always wanted a son." And the daughter says, "I didn't know that." And Ghibli apparently said back, "Well, let's hope the old fool knows how lucky he was." Precisely what you want to take away from that story, I don't know, but I just remember it. What? What's when? I love this reply feature of what's when, because it means I don't actually have to answer any questions. I just have to say, what's when? What's that supposed to mean? It means whatever you think it means. Like, I know that guy. What did a son but got a wonderful daughter instead? I think the idea is that, like, Slate's like, you know, a soldier is a soldier, gender be damned. I mainly bring it up because it has absolutely no bearing on anything that happens, but for some reason I remember it. Lucky they didn't get a son. Don't know. Like I said, there's various different ways you can take it. Yeah, the son they'd most likely be dead from war now. Well, I mean, she's a soldier, so. They have gender equality in the military. You shoot, like, most of the soldiers that you shoot, I think, are male in this world. But there are definitely female ones. Also, Issa's here. Without context, that means nothing. I just like it. It's just there. I like things like that because they're not like really clear stories of like, this is how you should feel about this character. It's just like, here's some information. Do with it what you will. That'd be a good lurky mode. Yeah. I think I'm gonna stop there because my wrist is not being my friend. Yeah, I think I was about to say I think we're making good progress, but I did honestly think we might be able to do the whole of the next section in this stream. So maybe we're not making good progress. I don't know. But hopefully these things are making slightly more sense and also slightly less sense at the same time. That's how this game should go. Yeah. Good place to stop. Yeah. We're not yet at the Hall of Heroes. We'll go to the Hall of Heroes next time. Take care of the wrist. It's less the wrist and more the thumb. Sort of thumb joint. For some reason that always goes first. Never understood a moment of this game and you're not about to start now. Well, you'll be pleased to know that quite a lot of people who have played this game and finished it have the same feeling. So you're not alone. I will do my best to try and wrangle it into some sort of sense over the course of the draw through, but I make no guarantees. Yeah. So, hey, look, Freeman. Take care of the thumb. Always doing stretches and stuff like that. I didn't draw all afternoon because I knew this was coming up, and I did a lot of hard pen pushing drawing this morning. So I'm learning. I'm learning when to stop. You love me, but I don't. It's fair. We have learned ring the bell, get stabbed. Let's take that lesson to heart. Never ask for customer service. Never tick off somebody in customer service. Never ring a bell again in your life. Like I said, I think it's quite good that we were talking about Inscription when that happened. We rang a bell, we got stabbed. Yeah, but thanks for drawing a story time. Thank you very much. I hope everybody else gets better as well. I hope Nicks get better. I hope Banks stop being chicken time. It's chicken time, everybody. Yeah. Hope everybody feels as good as those chickens. Because you deserve to. Chicken time. So yes, I will be back on Saturday. Phew. Not just me. Friends will also be back on Saturday with Wildermyth. I have a new chicken to add to that slide now. Here. Yeah, friends will be back with Wildermyth, hopefully. Everybody will be ready for that. There's also probably going to be a chip stream tomorrow, perhaps. I don't know. I don't understand Chibi's schedule, and neither should I, because that is their information and theirs alone. Yes, and then on Sunday, Doodle Times with Friends. Tuesday, we will be doing more Bloodborne PSX because there was literally an open door I walked right past. Because I'm an idiot. So we'll investigate that on Tuesday. But yeah. Probably. Hooray. My human brain can never understand your lizard schedule. Lizard jib. There's a new drawing to do. Yeah. Hope everyone has a lovely time. Enjoy your week. I'm gonna leave before Frame Man eats just the entirety of this stream and the VOD, because I kind of want to keep the VOD. That'd be nice. Have a lovely time, everybody. Thank you for being here and chit-chatting and having good times and naming people Thaddeus Gajibli. Yeah. I'll be back on Saturday. Look forward to Tipstream. Be part of the canon surrounding your character in this friend group. Lizard. Always a good time. You just read wishing you all well, probably, because your names are the same colour. Yeah. I've done that a few times, run on sentences. Yeah. Have a lovely time, everybody. Do the egg. Look after yourselves. I'll be back at some point. To give you the more relaxing times, hopefully. Yeah. Have a good one, everybody. Bye!